Train Mondays. I'm Bella, and we have here Emily Marie. She's from Circle of Care. Emily Marie earned a bachelor's degree in English literature from Central in 2019 and is currently working on her master's degree in the same field. Her scholarly research focuses on racial identity, representation, and legal creation. This summer, Emily was selected as a graduate intern supporting the Office of the Vice President in Student Affairs. Under supervision of Associate Dean, she works one-on-one with undergraduate students who are in need of academic guidance. Emily plans on pursuing a doctoral degree in higher education. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Thank you for that lovely introduction. So as was mentioned, I work in the Student Affairs office, and what we're really here for is to get students on track so that they can graduate. So the Circle of Care committee, it's actually made up of several different departments. So we work with financial literacy. So Gladys Cologne is responsible for that. We also work with the Career Development Office. They're excellent. You can sit down and meet with someone, and they'll help you with your resume. They'll help you with any questions that you have, job applications. And that's not limited to students who are currently enrolled. If you have graduated and need to go back and get some help finding a job, you can schedule an appointment with them as well. We work with counseling and wellness. So if any student is having any kind of mental health problem, we really encourage them to reach out. I don't believe you need insurance to make an appointment, so that's one of the great parts about it. So even students who might not have insurance or are undocumented, we're able to help them out. And counseling and wellness is actually doing some pretty great things. They have a new app, I think it's called You at CCSU, and they've hired new counselors, so there's a lot going on there. I believe those are the departments that we work in tangent with. And then the Student Affairs Office, so that's under the supervision of the Vice President. We have a new Vice President, Dr. Kelly Berganso. She's great, she's very nice. And Dean Hernandez, Ramon Hernandez, he's really the one who's working with the students. So any student who's having any kind of difficulty for whatever problem, it could be academic, it could be personal, we encourage them to reach out to us, and we can direct them to the right places and help get them back on track. So for instance, we're currently working with students who have a lot of visual impairments. So we work with the professors, we work with outside companies to figure out the best way to help them. So Student Affairs is responsible for Maria's Place, which is the food pantry here at Central. I'm not sure if many students know about it. We've tried to do more outreach and more promotion, but Maria's Place is located at the bottom of the Vance Academic Center. It's kind of out the way just because a lot of students want their privacy when they're going to get food. Since the pandemic happened, though, we've noticed the shift that students aren't as ashamed to ask for help with everything that has happened with inflation, everything going on. So we've had a lot more students come by the pantry. It's great, for staple foods. It really helps out. A lot of students of all ages, all backgrounds. And that's run by student workers that we hire and a few volunteers. We usually get volunteers from the social work department, and they do their 70 hours there. And so the Circle of Care Committee really works for housing insecurity, food insecurity, and financial insecurity. So for instance, over the summer, we had several students who needed a housing waiver in order to dorm on campus. So they send us an email or they call us, and we're able to waive that fee. And
And
Yeah.
it generally works when students become homeless.
Yeah.
We do have students at CCSU who wind up homeless for one reason or another,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
I just had a question about with like Maria's Place. How would you go about like donating to Maria's Place or like getting materials from Maria's Place?
Okay, yeah, that's a great question. So if someone ever wants to donate, like let's say someone just has a few items, I believe there's several boxes around campus. I don't know it off the top of my head, but I can get back to you. That you can drop off non-perishable goods. We don't accept anything like fruit or anything that can go bad, unfortunately. There are places in New Britain and there's vans that kind of help out with that more. We have like a list of outside sources that can help with that. But you can also always stop by the student affairs office and drop off like a bag of cans. We ask that the cans have like the self-opening thing, just because a lot of students don't have a can opener, or just a lot of people nowadays don't have a can opener. So yeah, if you're able to get the one with the self-opening can. Yeah, so like if someone wanted to personally donate that, that's how they would go about it. We've also had donations for diapers, like for other things. We've had people donate like some pet food or some sanitary products. So it's not limited only to food. I don't think we do clothing at the moment though. I think the LGBT Center has something for that. So does that answer your question?
Yes.
Does anyone else?
I have a question. What are the best times to go at Maria's Place?
Okay, that's a great question. So I usually tell people 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will have someone there during those times. It's been a bit of a slow start because we were short on student workers and on volunteers. But now that the semester has started, we have all that paperwork down. So there'll be someone there from 9 to 5. But I always tell students as well, if they ever go down there between those hours and there's no one there, call the student affairs office. One of us will walk down there. It's like a 5-minute walk. We'll walk down there and open up the pantry for them. We're not open on the weekends though, only Monday through Friday.
So we're having an open house on October 14th, and we're adding to the invitation a request that people bring some item to donate to Maria's Place.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, we receive a lot of donations from other departments on campus. The athletic department a few weeks ago donated like 3,000 items. It was incredible. Yeah, so I mean.
Well, last semester I found out that students can get
No. So yeah, so we encourage students. We encourage students to take no more than 3 bags. So we provide bags when they come in if they didn't bring their own. We have these like relatively large blue bags that say Maria's Place on them, and we ask for a maximum of 3. Most students take 2. When it comes to actually taking the food, we just ask, don't take all of one item. You know, if there's a box of granola bars, don't take the box. Take what you need. We tell students, you know, come if you really need it, come back every week, or yeah. So.
So one of the things that I understand from meetings in the administration is that one of the groups that really needs it is students who live on campus but not in apartments,
Yeah.
who rent rooms in local homes but don't have access to the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was started by Maria Alvarez, who was a staff person in the registrar's office for many, many years, now deceased, but this was her idea, and it's really taken off.
Yeah, it really has. We've seen a lot of growth within the last few years. I've heard more and more colleges over the nation are starting to have like a food pantry. And it's very helpful because you would be surprised like how many students are struggling and you don't even know it. Like it's not always something that's apparent. So that's what we're here for.
I also called over summer. I was calling Reagan to ask him about the social hunger. Remember, assistant was able to do that.
Mhm.
Can you let them know about it?
Yeah, so Swipe Out Hunger is a great program. I believe we work in tangent with Sodexo. I think that's the name of the company. And students, what they do is they contact the student affairs office. They can shoot us an email, and I'm actually the one in charge of that. So I go in and I apply. We do 7 meals at a time. So I apply 7 meals to their student ID card, and they can use their card to access Memorial Hall or the Hilltop Cafe and get 7 free meals. If after that they still need more, they can contact me again. I believe the limit is 3 times because we do have a certain amount of meals that that we had for the semester. And if the meals don't get used, unfortunately, they just kind of go to waste. So we try to give it to students that are most in need.
So you guys should have 7.
Yeah. Yes, I did that.
Yeah,
last
we
week.
got, but it's only for community students. It's
Yes,
not-
only for
It's not for students who live on campus.
Yeah, because most of the students have a room plan or
The
something.
freshmen usually get them or automatically get that room plan.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make this appeal. I mean, I know food on campus is expensive. It really shouldn't be used instead of planning. Yeah, like I forget to bring my lunch a
Mhm.
lot, but if there is a way that people can bring lunches, you can always have lunch right here. But there are some students who really, really, really can't.
Mhm.
So if you really, really can't, you should definitely use the
Mhm.
swipes and Maria's place.
Mhm.
But if it's like me, like, oh, I forgot to make my lunch today, and then I went, oh yeah, there's gonna be pizza at lunch,
Mhm.
I don't have to think about it. You know, we just need to keep that in mind
Mhm.
because there's a limit to the number of swipes per semester.
So it's definitely for students that are in need, not just students that, oh, it's free food, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
No, but I mean, for example, we have one of the reasons that the LGBT Q Center has clothing,
Mhm.
right, is that one of the reasons that students, college students sometimes become homeless is that they choose a lifestyle that their parents don't approve of and they can't go home anymore. Right, and that means that at 17 or 18 or 19, they're or 22 or 23, whatever, they're kind of out on the street, or what we know of as couch surfing, like right, like staying on the couch of various friends for a while, and that's what we call like housing
Yeah.
insecurity, which also brings food insecurity, which also brings withdrawals and Fs,
Yeah.
right?
Because if you don't have those basic needs met, how can you focus on your classes? So that's what we're here for, to make sure that students don't have to worry about their basic needs, about food, about housing, so that they can focus on their academic work and graduate.
And so what you do is completely confidential. Yeah.
Yes, we don't release this information to anybody. If you email us or schedule a meeting with us, that stays in the office.
What should a student do if they don't feel comfortable or nervous speaking about their situation?
Students don't have to give us the exact details about what's going on. They can just say, hey, they can just keep it vague. Like, hey, I'm like struggling with this. What can I do? Like, and we can direct them to Maria's place. We can direct them to the counseling and wellness center. But they are going to have to disclose like a little bit, just so we know how to best help them. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Anything else? Did I explain this well? Or yeah? Okay. So yeah, I have my business cards with me. So if anyone's interested or like know someone who needs to reach out, yeah. So I think I covered it. Yeah.
What's the office physically on campus?
Great question. So we are located in Davidson Hall, which is like the big building in front of the tower. Room 103, that's the vice president for student affairs office. You can just walk right in. The doors are open, I believe, 9 to 5 or 8 to 5. We always have a student worker at the desk. I'm there all day, every day. If you want to schedule an appointment though with Dean Fernandez, you can call or email us. His calendar gets booked pretty quickly, so it's best to do it as early as you can. He's a very busy man, very helpful, but very busy. And
he's
yeah,
on the central board.
yeah. And you don't even have to come in person for the appointment. Like if you don't want anyone else to see that you're in there, you can schedule a Teams meeting. And you guys can meet online, and he knows all the ins and outs. He knows everyone, and he can help you get back on track.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Does anyone have any more questions? Is this clear?
You mentioned the wellness app.
Mhm.
So like, what does that like do exactly?
I honestly don't know all the details. I know it's a new app.
Okay.
It's you at CCSU.
You as in why
Yep.
you?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
as in YOU.
Okay.
I have it 100%. So there are two things. There's a U at CCSU, and then there's a live safe thing.
I'm not sure what
Two.
the safe thing is.
I know. So they were both introduced at the beginning of the semester, and I kind of signed up for one, but I don't think I finished setting it up. Yeah, it's an iPhone
I
app.
sent an email.
The only thing I could think of is like, it could be like those things where you can like send your location
I
to
thought
the
it would be
CCSU
this.
police, that
It's
way
not.
you
No, there's the one.
No, it's not, no, it's more, I think, so, let me see, where'd my app store go? Huh? Actually, if we go, what do you call it, can we go to the student wellness, no, can we go to the student wellness, website, because I think it's there. Yeah, so it, my CCSU, is it my CCSU?
I saw that, but I don't think so.
Oh, no, that's the official app of.
Wow.
It is a brand new app. So
It's
I'm-
just been
yeah.
instituted.
Here.
There it is.
There it is.
So there's a student take charge of your future in 3 areas: succeed, academic and career, thrive, physical and mental well-being, and matter, purpose, and connections. You can get started on your own journey of a healthy, happy college career by visiting u.ccu.edu.
Mobile home screen. Okay. At the
shows
mobile
me-
home screen. iPhone.
You can go to iPhone or you can go to Android depending on the phone you have. Ah, you have.
Good Lord.
Okay. So you type u.ccsu.edu.
Oh, on like
Take
Safari.
care of your health. Yeah. Find tips and tools. Who's gonna be the first one?
Add to home
Girl, I don't know this.
How are you adding this? Wait, where's
You're in Safari?
So
okay.
They share. Yeah.
you go to like share and then you go to add to home screen to scroll down a little bit.
No. Oh, add to home screen.
Yay.
Okay, that's cool. Do we want to watch the video?
Mm.
I've seen it.
Well, it's been separate. Okay. We got the sponsorship grant for necklace. Yes. Every single penny we asked for. Yes. That's awesome. Sorry. Sorry.
No,
I'm so
that's awesome.
scared. It's called self-care.
So I'm glad you guys all know about the app now.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. So, huh?
I'm like trying to log in now.
Okay, good, good. Just a few more details about like what we do. So, medical transports. So sometimes students have to leave by ambulance for whatever reason, either like a physical problem or mental health problem. So we're kind of in charge of that, and we have to meet with the student afterwards to get them on track. Also, things like absence notices. Let's say a student is out for several classes. That kind of goes through us, and we contact their professors. So those are just a few more details about like what we do. So we really just help students get back on track and work with whoever we need to work with in order to do that.
That's really nice.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, you have a question?
Now, I'm curious about the referral form.
Mhm.
Where would a student go to find the form and submit the form?
And this is referrals for
The circle of care.
the Circle of Care. So if you go to our website, there's forms there. There's forms for faculty, and there's forms that students can fill out. So if you just Google search Circle of Care CCSU, the webpage will come up and it'll ask like specific questions. Is this a housing concern, an academic concern? And it'll give all the details, and then that'll come to us, and we'll contact this like the student and try to get the situation all sorted out. Anyone else?
I think that's it for
Yeah.
questions.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about your academic program, how you got interested in all of this? You know, so you're doing an English master's degree?
Yes, I
still?
am. Yeah.
But now you're planning to do a PhD in kind of, or
At some point.
an EDD in higher education or in English?
In English.
Oh, okay.
So my plan is, and you know that's always liable to change. I want to get a teaching certificate, teach high school for a bit, and then in the future I want to pursue a PhD in English, ideally. And with that, I would like to become a professor. So let's see how that goes.
My senior year English teacher did that.
Really?
So while he was teaching us, he was also started going to classes.
Yeah.
So
That's probably what I'll end up doing. So yeah.
it did take a little longer to grade stuff, but it's okay. It was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my plan. I love like the educational system. I can see myself here like for the rest of my life. So yeah. I hope I answered all of your guys' questions and like made it clear what Circle of Care does and what the Student Affairs Office does. You know, Dean Hernandez is really the man in charge, but I'm here to help students as well. If not as like a middleman for Dean Hernandez, just myself. Like I meet with students one-on-one sometimes just to help them get back on track with their courses. Like if the syllabus is confusing or something, I can help them for that as well.
well, that's awesome. She's very helpful because I didn't know as much.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of embarrassing as a senior, but I didn't. So I definitely learned a lot.
Good. Honestly, as an undergrad, I didn't know all these places were here. Like I vaguely heard of Maria's Place, but I didn't really know like what it was. I didn't realize like the career development office was so helpful. So part of our mission is getting that information out there as well. So we're gonna do some tabling. We're gonna go to the student center and promote Maria's Place. So hopefully more students can like learn about it.
That is good to reach out like that.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything we can do that like you guys need? If there's ever any suggestions or anything at all, just contact us. Like we're open.
So we would really like more students to either, show up on, to show up online or in person, right, for Mentoring Mondays and the Talking Tuesdays, because even though they're not the most exciting topics necessarily in the world, it turns out they're really kind of useful.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're also really useful for new employees and grad students. Yeah, and I've had a couple of funny comments from student workers here lately. Oh yeah, Katie went to the orientation for grad assistants. And, Mentoring Mondays had already covered most of it.
Okay.
Right? So this was our attempt to help break down the partly confusion, but also sense of, I don't know what to do. I don't really belong here, by kind of explaining what different areas are about, but also introducing people to the human beings who actually, are behind the emails or the website or whatever, which hopefully makes it a little bit easier for people to walk in the door.
Yeah.
That connection is good because it makes you feel welcome to the university.
For sure. Yeah, being able to put a face to the name and say, oh, I know that person. Like, they've done this or something. Yeah. That's so helpful.
Yeah.
Anything else that we need from? We need you to clone Dean Hernandez.
If we could, we would. Trust me.
We need at least two of him.
At least.
At least two of him.
Yeah. He does
It's not
so
free.
Mhm.
Not free. No, he's wonderful.
Yes. So yeah, that again, housing insecurity, food insecurity, and like financial as well. Any questions with like your financial aid or anything? We can direct you to Gladys. So we cover a pretty wide range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, what you should know is faculty can also submit your names to student affairs for, we have, the university has a system called Early Alert.
Yes.
That faculty members have a link to everyone in all of their classes. And if, do you get those emails?
Yes, so I'm actually responsible for the early alerts. So let's say like a professor or faculty member notices a student is like absent a lot or they're falling behind their grades. What they do is they put in this early alert and they send the information. And what I do is I reach out to the student. So I send them an email saying, hey, your professor in this class was kind of concerned about you. Let's schedule a time to meet so we can figure out what's going on. And I have met with several students, and sometimes it's that they lost someone in their family, so they were absent for a few days or something like that. So we just get them back on track before they fall too far behind to be able to complete that class. And yeah, I think faculty can do that. I'm not sure if students can students put in.
I don't think so, but
No.
they can make an appointment
Yeah.
with you all, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, one thing you should know also is that if you get sick or there's a death in the family or something, if you reach out to student affairs, they will talk to you, and then they'll reach out to all of your professors at the same time, so you don't have to do it, right? And it works better if it comes from student affairs, because it's not like you going, hey, and then I have to go, something that I don't like doing, but is required by the university. Say, well, my abuelito died, then I have to say, well, can I have a copy of the death notice, right? Which then you have to provide it to 3 different or 4 different professors, and, you know, some might say, well, you know, there's a, historically, there's a plague on grandparents at about, final exam time,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
2 of my grandparents did actually die in the, middle of the spring semester of my senior year. And one of my grandmothers died in my sister's senior year final exam period.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
But the student affairs office can take care of all of that.
Yep, I'm also in charge of that, so they send in, they just have to have like a document. You can even take like a picture on your phone of a doctor's note or an obituary, send it over to me, and I'll contact all the professors, that way you won't have to.
Yeah, so.
Thank you so much for informing us on
I hope this
Circle of
helps.
Care.
Thanks, Ingrid.
And
Yeah,
we're gonna give you this with all our signatures.
thank you.
Oh, this is awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so
and,
much.
you know, you should feel free to come back to the schedule.
Yeah.
Or just click in from your office.
Great. So this is recording live?
This is recording live. It'll go on our YouTube channel, but it's every Monday at 12:15, and it's on Teams. So you can connect, there's the bit.ly link, and there's the QR code.
So join us next week on October 3rd for all about working on your writing skills with the Writing Center. And then tomorrow, we're having Dr. Ernesto Gutierrez Mirabet. He's professor of practice at Rensselaer Polytech Institute in Hartford, and he'll be our guest tomorrow at 12:15 for Talking Tuesdays.
Yes, and he is the husband of our own Dr. Sylvia Halil Gutierrez.
I didn't know that.
Yes, and she recruited him. She told him he wanted to come. But he's all excited. I heard from her yesterday that he's very excited.
I definitely got that impression when I spoke to him.
Oh, did you talk to him? Yeah. No, Sylvia told me yesterday that he's very, very excited to come in. Good. So, thank you so much for coming.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
And if
You can also join us online if you can't join us in
join us
person.
online if you can't. Yeah, there's a little bit of pizza left, not too much, but really send people